Hey guys, Dylan from the Geek Duo here, and today I'll be bringing you my reaction to Daredevil Born Again, Season 2, Episode 8, the finale of the season titled The Southern Cross. The city and its heroes enter an unprecedented era, and the Southern Cross is a direct parallel to the title of the first episode being The Northern Star. It's also partial to me because one of Australia's symbols is the Southern Cross. Like, it's the most prominent thing on our flag, other than the Union Jack up in the corner, but it's the only thing on the flag other than the Jack, would it? Whatever. So yeah, the Northern Star is meant to be a guiding light to for you, and the Southern Cross is only visible in the Southern Hemisphere, which is primarily us and South America. So, I don't know why I went on that tangent. Let's get this episode started in 3, 2, 1, go. I really don't know what the significance of the Southern Cross is to like go parallel, like compare with the Northern Star in that. Okay, I didn't find any symbolism for what the Southern Cross is other than being Southern Hemisphere. So next week we have the Punisher special. And as I said, depending on what the length of that is to whether or not I'll do a reaction to it. And then starting after that, I'm gonna go back and watch Wonder Man. I've heard it's good. I was gonna watch it anyway. I just needed to find a time to slot it in because I only watch shows for reactions nowadays. So those 2 months where I was doing no reactions, I was watching no shows. Even now, with just Daredevil, I'm watching just Daredevil because I accidentally dropped the other two I was doing when my recovery was in a down spot and didn't pick them back up. I do wonder what they're going to do for season 3. Like, is it going to have the same title again, or because apparently the entire status quo is changing after this episode, or by the end of this episode, so. And that's information that's been out there since, like, the start of the season. Gotta wonder, when they said that, Foggy was going to be in this more this season. Was it just for that one episode, or are we going to get some more this episode? The fuck did she just inject it with? Open your eyes. Hmm. I feel like an actual professional would lean against that. Like, wouldn't say exactly as a response there. Bruce Wayne was always the mask. I'm sorry, that's what it made me think of with the mask revealing the true face. Extrapolation. There's also the metaphorical mask. Don't they normally need to give a reason for their objection? No. You see it all the time of just objection. I think it's only needed if they say on what grounds. Almost had me there. Had it not been for the AVTVS soldier, I would have genuinely thought that was um Bullseye. So that's what they're lining up. Are they trying to get Matt to jump in front of the bullet again, but have it actually take him out? Hmm. He said it. He said the thing. Well, that wasn't a killing shot. All of those are disarming. Instead of a Daredevil versus Daredevil, it's Bullseye versus Bullseye. He intercepted the hand that was. Yeah. That was personal when you missed in his outfit. Yes, I do. Hmm. uh, she's been fed up since what she had to do to Jacques. What? Hmm. Hmm. You yourself said he was. And you just admitted in front of all of them that he was a hero. Can we get someone to arrest the mayor? I thought that he was still moving. What? Convenient that you know exactly which window. And then again, they probably know how to triangulate the shot. Well, that's not ominous. He's inciting chaos in the streets. I mean, did she also include the part of what Karen gave to her? Because only the people at the courthouse would have seen. Being the person you allied with, Hochberg. Not as well as you. Well, let's hope the alcohol's fueled your powers. That was always gonna happen. That was never gonna happen. Now there is every possibility she just killed Hopberg there. Depending on the angle and the strength behind the hit. What are you gonna do, Fisk? You gonna just go out and start? Okay, that's a yes. You've got to give some foolish props to those who do still keep coming in. Uh, Matt's getting hit in that bum leg, isn't he? Hmm. You say covered in people's blood. even he's got to be overwhelmed by a certain number of people. Matt is a lot better than me. I would have let Mob rule. I'm just waiting for him to pick Matt up and toss him over the railing. I'd be scared if you did. I think that's the first time I've actually clocked the Daredevil theme. It's been in a few episodes, but I. Yeah, what about the families of all the people he just killed? All the people he left irreparably injured? Also, where'd Bullseye go? He just dipped out. Like, I can't tell if this is the same flashback as the start of this episode or if this is modern day. Modern day. Hmm. Couldn't have even got Brett to do it. Again, is he an arresting officer? I forget what he said his position was. So we knew from photos from the filming of season 3. Why does it look like she's back at Alias? Is it Cherry? No. As I was saying, we knew from shots from season 3, the filming. They did get Allison back. That Matt's gonna be in a prison jumpsuit at some point. They got Luke in for the final episode. They got Allison in for the final episode. Mr. Robertson. I was wondering if that was where it was gonna go. I was wondering if Bullseye was gonna. It is Alias. But we still have to ask, where's the Godfather that Danielle's named after? Because we haven't seen any hint of Finn Jones. And she's still got the mask. You really got to put him into solitary. And there she goes, putting it on, as a lot of people thought would happen by the end of this season. So did Buck survive? And now she's the mask. Hmm. All of the. Even Cole North, who did have the turnaround. Not quite like his comic counterpart, but. I think if it wasn't for what happened with Saunders, there's a possibility that um he wouldn't have turned around when he did. I don't know. Was that a solitary cell door? I don't know what they look like. You'd sort of have to keep him in. Like he wouldn't even really be able to go into the same section that cops get put in. Um, is there anything after the credits? No. Okay. So that was a really good finale. I will say the fight up the stairs, coming to them just standing there with him surrounded by all of the Daredevil supporters and that, did feel a little off. Like he just forced his way through dozens of people, killing, maiming, and otherwise injuring all of them to the point that they were no longer able to pursue him. Not counting the people who reached him before Matt did, that he also laid out, and the rest of the people were just willing to just stand there on either side after Daredevil pulled him off. Like, I don't know, even with Daredevil being the one they support, being the person to tell them to stop, I don't know if the mob mentality, considering they didn't listen when he told them not to not to charge in the first place. But then again, would Fisk have listened had he not been beset upon by so many of the people from the city he claimed to love? Like, being shown that these ordinary people were willing to beat him to death for what he's done to them in their city. Would he have been willing to stop? Because even after that, he was still resistant. Um, but this does explain how Sheila gets into the position that she is in the Spider-Man 4 trailer, because she is in that shot doing something that Fisk would have been doing had he still been in office. We were told that season 2 would be the end of the Mayor Fisk storyline. And as I said, we've seen shots of season 3 of Daredevil in his prison out uniform. Not going to talk about any of the other stuff that we've seen. These aren't official. Some of them are official because they're on actors' social medias, but they really don't seem to care about what gets out about season 3. Like, there's been so many surprises and twists that just the public knows about, or at least people who've seen them know about. So there were a few things in this finale that weren't shocking. Hockbert, did he survive? Could he not say that under duress from the mayor he encouraged Glenn, like Heather, to falsify? Because she wouldn't have said anything. Um, would he even be willing to say that under the, like, implicate himself, or would he just say that under the orders of the mayor she falsified for the Jacques Duquesne trial? Because he seems a very self-serving individual, even right to getting throat punched, where he was saying, we don't have to go down with him, like, we can get out of this. Did Buck survive? And what's going to come of him? Because he really was not happy with what he had to do this season with Christophe and with Daniel. And even in this, he questioned them. He did also question Fisk about revealing Matt's identity as Daredevil earlier in the season, so it's not really uncommon, but yeah. It the only I need to go back and watch the security footage of Dex taking out the AVTF in the stairwell, because I'm pretty sure the only one that he actually kills in this episode is the one who was dressed up as him and missed a shot on him. Uh, can't really tell. Like, one's off screen when it hits them and they fall down the stairs. One, it hits them in the front and they fall down the lower set of stairs. So, can't really tell. Then, when he gets up, there's the one that he definitely knocks in the face. But as I said, that wasn't a killing blow. And there's the one that he hit so many times, but all of them were disarming. Like, he hit at least one knife in every limb. Yeah, that was just the blunt of the knife straight here to knock him down. Hip, arm, yeah, hip, arm, couple in the legs, and one in the other arm, one in the back, and then he rebounded the end of the knife into the back of the helmet to slam his head into a pillar. That's also not kill. He didn't kill the assassin for the governor. Like, the only person he actually killed since his interaction with Matt was the one who was pretending to be him. And yes, he did try to kill Fisk again, but he hit Buck instead. But yeah, good to see that all of the task force people got arrested. Um, and the look that North showed Matt as they cross paths sort of implies that he's at least gonna help Matt if something happens in the prison, or maybe he's just agreeing that he'd stay out of Matt's way. Could have been read a couple different ways. Powell finally got put on his ass like he should have done ages ago, and has been a couple of times, but should have done more ages ago. So apparently, in the comics, the Mayor Fisk run with the Vigilante Task Force, Cole North joins up, and then partway through the story, turns to start helping Daredevil because of what the task force is doing and everything. Didn't quite have that big of a turn in this, but just a lot of compounding things got him to at least put down the worst of the task force. And then he really didn't want to kill all those civilians, fire at other cops and all of that, so the path of least resistance was just let the people in. Because there was also the crowd conscious of what he's done in the mayor's name. And also faced with Angela after having shot her uncle on false pretenses. I feel like that was a little bit to save the character. Because, like, he full knew what happened. Like, even with Hector being cleared by the trial, he still went and shot him in the side of the head when not he had no idea that he was there. Like it was a full coward's move. And so I feel like that bit of dialogue was a bit to save the character. Like he's done some bad stuff, but that was in the previous version of the draft that got mixed up a little in season one, and he hasn't really done anything bad since then. Like even in the Matt's apartment scene, he wasn't that bad. So let's just try and dilute that bit a little bit. At least that's my interpretation. It could be that it was always the intention that he was acting under um false information, like he trusted Powell more than um the courts, and he believed that the lawyer had just done what a lawyer does and spun things in favor of their client and gotten a wrong person off. And then, yeah, I don't know. That's it. That's really the only two sticking points I have with this finale. One, the slight change of character with Cole North, and the at the top of the stairs in the courthouse. Other than that, I really enjoyed this. And I'm very interested to see what the next season is going to be. Because everything's gone. Like we knew based on how season 1 ended that season 2 was going to be about dismantling Fisk's reign over New York. And we were told by the showrunners that season 2 was going to end the Mayor Fisk storyline. What's season 3 going to be? Because Daredevil's in prison. And it won't come out till at least next year. I wonder if there is a EST. Daredevil Born Again season 3. Yeah. Apparently it's expected to release early next year. Um, hmm, yeah. Um, so I don't know. I really don't know what to expect from next season. Because there's well, we've got whatever's happening next week with the Punisher to explain why he wasn't in this. Really, the real world stuff explains why he wasn't in this because he was too busy filming that. I'm surprised there was no like little scene tacked on or anything of Frank Castle. Sort of in the same way they had the Luke Cage, Allison, even really the Matthew Lillard scene in this episode. But then Frank Castle's story apparently leads directly into Spider-Man. And Spider-Man's set before this, season 3 of this, or is it technically set after because of the... I don't know. I also don't know how it's going to work, considering season 3 is coming out after Doomsday. Are we going to have an Ant-Man and the Wasp situation where, while it releases afterwards, it's set beforehand? That's the most probable. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see as news comes out to try and get a idea as to what the story is going to be. And with that being said, I'll catch you in the next one.